Hello there! I finally am feeling well enough for an update, so I will update you guys today. Judging by the name of my video, 10 weeks, you may be wondering, 10 weeks until what? 10 weeks till I run my first 5K? No. 10 weeks till I go on vacation? No. 10 weeks until I'm 4 years out from my surgery? No. Actually, it is 10 weeks that I am pregnant. Yay! So, that way. So I want to talk a little bit about what it's been like for me so far. And for those that have never watched me before, my name is Kelly. I'm 31 years old. Almost 4 years ago, I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy to help with weight loss. I did suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome at the time. I don't seem to have any symptoms now. Almost a year ago, I had a lower body lift, which is kind of like a tummy tuck to remove all my excess skin. I had an arm lift, and I had a fat transfer to my butt. So my videos are going to be talking about all that stuff put into one and now add pregnancy to it. So how have I been feeling? I actually found out very quickly before my period was even missed. I knew that I was pregnant. I felt the implantation cramping. We had been trying, so I kind of was knowing to, look for or suspect something. So I tested before my period, and there was a very, very faint line, and I showed my husband, and he was like, oh, that doesn't count. And I was like, okay, maybe you're right, it doesn't count. But the more stuff I looked up on the internet said that any line is a positive line. So I waited another week and did it again, and it was positive. I did have one ultrasound around the 7-week mark just to make sure that the baby was viable, since I had polycystic ovarian syndrome in the past. And everything looked okay, but they weren't able to hear the heartbeat because it was too early or anything like that. So I felt pretty good for those first couple weeks. And then I was eating pretty well at the same time. Once I hit week 7 was when I started to feel very nauseous, getting morning sickness, which really should be called all-day sickness. So then unfortunately from week 7 through week 10, which I'm 10 weeks and 2 days now, so up until about 2 days ago, no food that I normally eat sounded good. So normally I'll eat a spinach salad every day and sweet potatoes and fish and, tons of fruit. And none of it sounded good. I actually ate things, and I'm so embarrassed to admit this. I sent my husband to get me a cheeseburger from Checkers. I ate KFC. I ate Carrabba's. I had Olive Garden. All sorts of crap that I haven't eaten since before when I was fat, and things that I know not to eat because I know how horrible they are for me. But unfortunately, when I get sick, it's like when I get nauseous, I have to eat a certain thing, otherwise it doesn't go away. So I just kind of tried to do it in moderation and not be crazy about it. And since I've had a problem with weight in the past, this is something that I do have to be cautious of, is the weight gain during my pregnancy. So I've done a lot of reading. I actually did a lot of reading before I was pregnant, because I kind of figure once you're already pregnant, you should know all this stuff. And it's good to be reading it while you're pregnant, but I kind of felt like doing it beforehand maybe served a better purpose. So I will share those books in another video, the books that I've read and which ones I liked and which ones I didn't. But anyways, where was I going with all this? I forgot. Oh yeah. That people always say you're eating for 2, but really you're not eating for 2. You're eating for 1.1, because the thing inside you is very small. So during the first trimester, they say you don't need any extra calories. And during the second and third trimester, you're only supposed to eat an extra 300 calories. So I'm trying to work well at staying at that. Right now I'm still in the first trimester. I got a couple weeks left. I'm trying not to eat any more than I normally would. I have been eating a little bit more than I normally would. Nothing that I'm too stressed out about. The other thing I was reading is that you should gain between 1 and 5 pounds during your first trimester. I've already gained 7, but again, I don't think that's cause for alarm. So, oh my goodness, excuse me. Being pregnant, you do all sorts of weird things you don't normally do, and I'm burping right now, which is kind of gross. But yeah, back to that, the nausea thing. Many moons ago, I used to have a bad anxiety problem. What my anxiety attacks were is that I would actually have to throw up. I would feel a tightening in my chest, and I couldn't breathe, and I would gag until I puked. Well, I had to learn how to calm that down. This was like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I had to learn breathing exercises to calm that down because I just couldn't be puking everywhere. So I'm very good at like holding it in and doing some breathing, and I can actually walk calmly to the bathroom if I need to puke. I don't need to run. So I think that's actually kind of helped me, is kind of, rather than letting my body take over, I still am like kind of in mental control, and I can kind of like, okay, calm myself down and do some breathing and try not to let these pregnancy hormones take over and, you know, make me totally uncomfortable. I've been wanting to make an update quicker, but I've been just kind of feeling blah. I haven't been feeling tired at all. I just kind of like lay around because I don't want to gag or puke or whatever. So that's it on that. I wanted to talk about some of the products I've been using because, as you guys know that have been watching me, I try to do things more naturally. I try to stay close to nature, especially now that I'm pregnant, trying to stay away from a lot of harmful chemicals. One brand that I showed before that I really like that I've been using is Jason. This is a body wash. Sorry, my light is too bright. But if you can see right here at the bottom, and hopefully I pronounced this correctly, it says no parabens, sodium lauryl sulfates, or phthalates, however you say that. But those things are not very good for us. Their shampoo and conditioner is similar. It also doesn't have those chemicals. Most shampoos have sodium lauryl sulfate listed as its first ingredient, and it's not good for us. So I don't want to be absorbing things into my body that are not good for me, for myself, but especially now that I'm pregnant as well. And then I've talked about my view on vitamins before. I really feel like we should get what we need from our food. When you're pregnant, I know you need a little bit more, so it can be recommendable to take vitamins. I'm not a huge vitamin person, so I am taking them sometimes. I'm not taking them every day religiously. But during that, from week 7 to week 10, when I kind of was eating like crap, I was trying to be a little bit better about taking the vitamins. But the ones that I got, they're a whole food source, so they're not synthetic chemicals or anything. So actually, when I'm reading this, my vitamin A comes from carrots. The vitamin C comes from oranges. The vitamin K comes from cabbage. The folate comes from broccoli. For instance, folate is one of those really important vitamins you need while you're pregnant. But what you get from a vitamin isn't folate. It's folic acid, which is the synthetic form. So I would rather have folate from a food source. So this one that I got was called Baby and Me by Mega Foods, and it's herb-free. Some of them have, there was another one that had herbs in it, but I don't know how I feel about doing herbs while you're pregnant just because there's not a lot of studies. I figure it's probably fine, but I didn't want to take the chance. And my wonderful husband, I've somehow tricked him into rubbing lotion on my belly, so let me show you that. Okay, everyone hears about cocoa butter, so I just think it's good to keep yourself lubricated, and everything I've ever heard from plastic surgeons, they talk about using vitamin E. So the cocoa butter polymers, and also the other thing on this one, I'm pretty sure that they don't have phthalates and phosphates. Yeah, it's paraben free, phthalate free, yada yada yada. So again, trying to use more natural products. So I guess I will show you my bump that is semi there, but kind of non-existent, and you're also going to see my update from my surgery to remove my excess skin, which was about a year ago. So let me start off with my arms. Oh, and the weight that I've gained, the 7 pounds, like, it's gone all over. Like, it looks more like 7 pounds. Like, it's in my face. My arms are chunky. My thighs are getting big. Like, none of my jeans fit me already. So, but that's okay. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to be cautious not to gain too much weight. But I also understand that my body's going to do its thing, and it's going to put the weight where it wants to. So I am still trying to exercise. I was doing Zumba once a week. The last 3 weeks, I did not do it because I did not feel very well, but I probably will do it today and from this point forward. So first, let me show you my arm scars. Okay, so here's from my arm lift. If you notice what's strange is it goes all the way down to where my finger is, but everywhere where my deodorant is, from here down, the scar is non-existent. And then from here up where my deodorant doesn't touch, it's pretty thick. So I actually think that my deodorant works as a really good scar cream, which is very interesting. It also is 100% natural. It's with no chemicals. It's called Tom's. But here's my other one. And again, down in here where the scar is, where my deodorant touches, you can't really see it. Okay, so I'm like out of breath. I feel like I used to feel when I was fat. Okay. So I'm already wearing maternity clothes just because they're more comfortable. So here's my belly after the lower body lift and tummy tuck. And here's my scar, which I think looks pretty good. And then if I push my belly out a little bit, you can see where I'm rounded out there. So there he or she or they are. So. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be updating probably once a month or so. So thanks so much. Talk to you later. Have a great day.